Hey, this is Bob from The Land, and we're about to do some really exciting forestry work. Back in the late 19th century, 97% of California's old-growth redwoods were logged to basically build cities like San Francisco. We're dealing with a legacy of that logging where all the forests around have grown back, but in ways that are not really healthy and also pose a really big mega fire risk. We're taking 10 acres of the redwood forest on our property and we're looking to rehabilitate it and restore it. So we're meeting with a forester from the Resource Conservation District, and we're really going to look at this amazing project that will be starting later in this year.
We're standing about here.
We're walking the perimeter of the burn unit, which is the northernmost border. We're about 100 feet, maybe a little bit less, above the Navarro River. There's redwoods all around us, and then you're also seeing a lot of thick tan oak infestation in the area we're treating too.
These species are under threat, but the best thing we can do is to create a resilient forest for these tan oaks and just hope that they will be able to fight off the disease. They're no longer providing that overstory, they're no longer providing that food source because they're not getting to a point of maturity where they can produce acorns. Unfortunately, over the past 100+ years of fire suppression, a lot of vegetation has regrown in a lot of these forest systems, and that creates a very hazardous fuel situation.
The small fire starts in the little leaves and stuff on the ground, and then it'll go to this dead tree, and then it'll climb up into the tree, and then we have what's called a canopy fire, which is really dangerous. That's when the combination of conditions, wind, accumulation of dead fuel can really create a mega fire. And so our goal is to address this overinfestation of small trees. And so we will be piling some of the dead fuel and the things we cut down and burning them on site.
Without the current presence of fire on this landscape, sometimes we have to act as a surrogate for that disturbance and get it back into a position where natural processes such as fire can be the maintenance tool. I love these old growth trees because you can see so much history in them. This black stuff here is charring from past fires. Fire is essential for the reproduction of a lot of important native species, as well as redwood trees themselves. Down here is where fire at one stage burned through the outer layer of the bark and started burning that deadwood inside the tree. And over time, that bark starts to grow around those old wounds and start to close it up. We're right on the property boundary between the land and an adjacent parcel. On the land's property, I see much older trees and much larger trees. It's all there. It just needs a little bit of work, and it can be put back into balance much more efficiently and faster than forests like this that just need more time, more patience, and more work to get it back to that condition. A lot of folks approach their forest and like, okay, I just want to do this treatment, and then we'll be fire safe and good to go. I'm like, sure, for a couple of years, but
Right.
The beauty about these things are that they regrow.
Right.
That's what we love about it.
Right.
So you have to anticipate that continued maintenance all long into the future.
Yeah.
And that's part of being a steward. Even if these trees live to be 1,000, 1,500 years old, they'll eventually die. They'll eventually fall down. We always need trees to kind of replace those older ones in our forests and really carry on that cycle beyond any of our lifetimes.